What it do, folks? What it do? January 25th, Team No Sleep, Montel Allen over there. I'm James Hicks. What's happening with you, brother?
Man, blessed as always, man. Blessed as usual. How
Yeah,
you doing, my man?
I'm running a little ragged. We a little late. Had to go get my cup of coffee. Man, we got echo all over the place, man. You on your phone again, aren't you, man?
I'm always on my phone. How's the
I,
echo, man? It's
I
your
bought I
thing.
bought you all these cameras, all these microphones, and you still walking around using Samsung Galaxy while we trying to go live. Oh my gosh.
You hurt my feelings, man. You hurt my feelings right
All
now.
right, it's all good. I'm gonna come back down there, and we got some new folks in the audience. Shouts out to the new people that are jumping in. Appreciate everyone for coming. Hold on, let me put some comments on the screen. Shirley Polk in the building from Los Angeles. Shirley, you round the corner from Montel, right? He in Dago. I'm gonna send y'all some gear so he can update the studio a little bit. It's all good. It's all good. Let me see here. Senior is in the building. Show can officially start. Mama's in the building. We definitely can start now. Thank you for hanging out with Joe today, Ma. She said she had a great time. So what's up with that? Love that. Love that. Noosh is in the building. Listen, we're gonna have a good show because every time everybody's great. But the comments when Nooch is in the building, they just seem to be on a whole nother level. So it's really all good. It's really all good. Okay, Chief is in the building. Appreciate you, brother. He's saying, yeah, there is an echo. So that's definitely coming from your end, Montel. That's definitely coming from your end.
I ain't even
I'm
saying
just
nothing.
telling you, brother. I got all this equipment up in here. I know. I know. I guess no echo coming from us.
We were just chopping it up before. There wasn't no echo. Now it's an echo on my end.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let me see here. Hey, we got some super chats coming in the building. Appreciate you for the support. This is, we just come here to enlighten, entertain, and educate. So appreciate you for jumping through and showing us some love on that. Man, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so folks, there's a lot of new folks. This is breaking down what we do, what we talk about here on Team No Sleep. It's the social impact of sport. Very rarely will we talk about the game. Very rarely will we talk about the score, or we'll talk about what shoes somebody's rocking. We get into the backstory of a lot of these issues that are affecting athletes, celebrities, entertainers, things like that, and how they kind of relate to everyone else. Big story, right? Hold on. Chargers need to see here. He gonna start. So the Chargers need to sign Montel on the coaching staff. there's a handful of coaching opportunities right now. So
Yeah.
we could probably find somewhere to put you in. We can find some way
Nah,
for.
they can sign. They can sign my son Montel Jr. Not me. He's the coach of the family, so he would be the perfect fit for them.
Yeah. Audio is messed up though. A lot of folks are saying, "Hold on, man." I tell you what, brother. Can you dial back in
Log back
because
in.
yeah,
Yeah, let me log back
it's
in.
definitely
I'll
coming
log
back
back
from
in.
coming from your side.
All right, let me log right back in.
We're gonna get it right. Don't get it twisted, folks. We're gonna get it right. Listen, I see folks coming in from California, Northern California. I think we've got some Midwest folks as well. Appreciate everyone for joining. We have a handful of stories when Montel comes back that we're gonna get into, but please use these opportunities when you come on to actually feed conversations and stories to us as well, because we're not here trying to just regurgitate information. As much as you can provide some context, that would be amazing as well. So this is a community, and we thrive on the engagement and the interaction between all of us. Now let's see if this man has got some proper audio. Talk to us, brother.
You always be clowning, man. Always.
Oh, but it's perfect now. Hold on. No echo,
Clown.
no nothing.
It's funny you clown me on the audio, but last week when your system blew up, you didn't say
See,
nothing now.
all right, they go. No. So for folks who weren't here, see that's a cold shot though. That's a cold. We were talking madness about Dana White, and I think Dana called Comcast Xfinity and shut down all the internets here in Northern
Yes, sir.
California. I'm just
Yes,
saying.
sir.
I'm just saying. Let's go and get into it, man. coaching situations. We were just talking about that just now. We got a particular coaching situation happening out there at Bethune-Cookman
Yeah.
with Mr. Ed Reed. Folks who may not know or folks who do know, Ed Reed was awarded the position, right, to be head football coach over at Bethune HBCU. He was going to go out there and do big things. He's got a lot of clout, a lot of connections. Very similar to someone like a Deion Sanders, right? He knows Deion Sanders, right? They played together. They friends. Ed he hasn't signed a contract. He hadn't signed a contract as of yet. He was out there doing some things on campus, engaging with the athletes, engaging with the students. He was out on campus doing some cleaning of the campus because the campus is still, hurricane torn. A lot of things have happened in that particular area. So he's not getting paid for it. Ed Reed is a man who should not be on social media. Ed Reed is a man who should not have a cell phone with Instagram Live to where he can reach 1 million plus people at one particular time because he speaks straight from the cuff. And unfortunately, that is what happened. Ed was out there. Here's some video of it. I'm not going to play the audio of it because it's laden with all the 4-letter words. And long story short, Ed was seeing the campus. It was dirty. It needed to be cleaned up. He got there. His office wasn't cleaned up. So he had some choice words for the administration. He had some choice words for the athletic director, old school Sacramento Kings. I think it was point guard, Reggie Theus. I didn't like Reggie Theus when he played for the Kings. Anyway, Ed had some choice words as he was doing his cleanup. And come to find out, they have decided not to hire Ed. They have rescinded the contract. My question to you, Montel, let's talk about the whole situation that's going on here. Again, someone like an Ed Reed, very emotional, very boisterous, very outgoing. Again, getting online, seeing the situation and talking straight from the heart. Do you fault him for this? Do you fault him for what he did going out there and having that much of emotion while he was talking?
No, I don't. I think everybody he exposed what's going on.
Yeah.
In HBCUs and especially Bethune-Cookman. I think he could have handled it in a better manner, and maybe not use so many explicit words, or he could have handled it behind closed doors. But bottom line is these deficiencies at HBCUs have been going on for a long time. Primetime dealt with it in Jacksonville. Eddie George is dealing with it at Tennessee State.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackson is dealing with it at Grambling, and now Ed Reed just exposed what's going on. Why are these Division I programs so low funded, and why isn't NCAA contributing the same amount of money to them that they are to other programs? Now I already know that a lot of things go into the fact as far as people donating back to the school, boosters and all that stuff, and they don't have that kind of realm within those schools. But someone like Ed Reed was going to bring that to Bethune-Cookman. You know what I mean? He was. I've already read that. I think that Shaq was ready to contribute $1 million, and several other athletes were ready to contribute $1 million to the facilities and to Bethune-Cookman to kind of get that off the ground, like Deion did.
Yeah.
And now that's dissolved. Granted, I do believe he could have handled it a better way, but Reggie Theus could have handled that situation a better way as well.
Yeah.
Bethune-Cookman could have handled the situation a better way as well. So don't just put the blame on Ed Reed because he's upset about it. Administration has to take some accountability for this as well. Yeah. And it's sad that they're not. Their way is just, hey, let's get rid of him and move on. Well, it's already exposed now. Students are protesting now. The football team is protesting. He's already showed you what was wrong. Granted, I know they went through the hurricane, right? The hurricane caused a lot of damage, and I understand they're kind of backlogging getting things done. But when you're going to hire a high-profile person like that to come in to change things, you got to clean that up. That's like, hey, the president's coming to my house and you're gonna feed him fish sticks. That doesn't work. That's not gonna work in that situation.
Make it plain.
So,
I just want to say something right here, and I think what David is saying here. David, look, I believe you're new, man. Appreciate you for joining and being in the squad here. Says he didn't think that he went about it the wrong way, but he carried it the wrong way. But again, a very emotional person. Look, Ed Reed's safety. Hall of Fame, right? This man is built and made and spent his life and his career knocking folks down, right? He is not going to be the most well-polished, Toastmaster kind of person. And again, you bring him in to lead your your football's team to victory, he's gonna have some edges about him, and you're gonna want him to have them edges. It's just unfortunate, yeah, because this could have been such a great story if he was still able to be there. But I saw an interview with Reggie Theus. I think happened yesterday, and apparently there is zero chance from Reggie Theus's perspective, the athletic director, that Ed is ever going to get back offered this position.
Well, my question
the ones
would be
that
like,
suffer are the students and the athletes, right? Because I've seen
yeah,
I've seen pictures of rats in the office. I've seen the mold
that's
on the walls and things like that. That's the
my,
problem that needs to be addressed. And what you were saying about
yeah.
the funding needs to be going to the right places. That's the key issue right there, I think.
Well, I think it's Bethune-Cookman, right? Allotment of funding, right? I mean, we already know they're in the institution of education, so a lot goes towards that. But then athletics probably gets the back end of it. Well, you can't allow that or can't discuss that or pre-discuss that when you're bringing in someone of Ed Reed stature. It would be different maybe if you're bringing in a young coach. He's willing to kind of take those things. But you're bringing somebody that's been at the pinnacle, the NFL Super Bowl. He knows everything and inside about football. And facilities is a very important thing. Facilities dictates how you train, dictates how you recruit, dictates how you coach, dictates how you bring in other assistant coaches. It dictates all these things. And for him to come in and say, listen, I'm here to visit the campus, and this is crazy. Trash everywhere, rats everywhere. My office is not clean, trash.
Yeah.
I have to have my team picking up trash. I mean,
yeah.
And then the fact
how's
that
he going to recruit other folks to come in and coach with him if they're walking around and trash and you got rats and mice running around, right? I mean, that's just not the look that you want. If you're trying to elevate your program and you bring in a Hall of Famer like an Ed Reed, how's he going to bring somebody else to come and join that squad? Come on, he's not getting nobody off of the transfer portal.
Well, I mean, not only that, but then I'm saying, why is Reggie Theus taking any accountability to this? Yeah, we were wrong. We're right. We need to clean these things. We need to do these things. That could have been another cry for help. Like Ed Reed was absolutely right. I don't appreciate how he did it, but he's absolutely right. What's going on? We don't have enough funding to do these things. We don't have enough funding to allot to do these things. This, he could have turned it into more of a campaign than to just say ostracize Ed out of the picture. In my opinion, Ed's a guy that wants to become an up and coming coach. He wanted you got to think. He wanted to take the Bethune-Cookman job. That's not like a job. He could have won it anywhere. He could have said, you know what, I'm gonna go join somebody else's staff or go coach somewhere else. He could have maybe made the cry to Deion and said, I want to take over Jackson State. You've already built that.
I believe that's in the works. I believe there's some rumblings and some rumors that
Nah. I think he left it to the assistant. He's not gonna take that one. But I'm saying, but it could have went either way. He chose Bethune-Cookman to go there and help change that program around. Now, the fact of the matter, did he do his homework before he went to? Did he understand what it's like there? Probably not. But it was probably way below any of his low expectations, right? For him to go off that way, to say, this is beneath anything that I even thought it was going to be. And the fact of the matter, like I said, the way he handled it maybe was wrong. But the bottom line, when is Bethune-Cookman going to take accountability for it? When are they going to say, absolutely, we were wrong? The situation was bad. He walked into a bad situation. It was dirty. It was rats. His office wasn't clean. That's just dealing with that part. What about the weight room? What about the field? We didn't get to see any of that. What's going on with that? What about players?
I don't think we wanted to see that. And the reason, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna interject, and I'm gonna get to these comments. The comments is on fire. They're like, good Lord. I don't think we want to see what the rest of the campus look like, because I know you've seen too the videos of the reaction Deion has had going from Jackson State to Colorado and just seeing, again, 180 degrees, night and day, facilities, pools, weight equipment, every leather couches, not fakes. Right. Again, just the quality of the care that's provided at that level versus, unfortunately, what's being offered at the HBCU level. And Tony Davis is in the building, and he's got a great point right here, right? This is the problem. HBU has let Americans say that is what we thought they were: filthy and nasty and no self-worth for their own home. That's what the outside thinks and feels. And now, unfortunately, Ed Reed got his camera. He's on an IG Live, and he's showing it. And unfortunately, that stereotype is ringing out to other folks. Folks are saying, "Man, this is what these HBCUs look like."
But is that a cry critique, or is that a cry for help?
That's where I was starting to pause. Right. That's where I was pausing. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cry more for help. Yeah. It's like this. We need help. But the thing is, where Bethune-Cookman messed up, Ed Reed was going to bring that help. He was going to bring those dollars to that university. Let's not forget, Deion 3 years ago, Jackson State was the same way. Poor conditions, not a great field. Maybe not as dirty as that, but it didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Deion reached into his pocket and got his sponsors to come in there to build a practice field, to help them get uniforms. He reached out to Michael Strahan to get suits made for his team so they can go when they travel in unison and look good. All those things, Ed Reed was going to be able to bring that same kind of dynamic, just like Hugh Davis. Hugh was done in Grambling, and also how Eddie George is doing at TSU, Tennessee State. Those guys are bringing revenue to those HBCUs. So why is Bethune-Cookman turning this man away? Because he's going to critique you on what you haven't done or done anything to do, and expect me just to come in here and just like, oh, save the whole world without you helping it all. You're the institution. I'm an employee of the institution.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, man. And I mean, I'm not so disappointed in Ed Reed. I mean, like, his language in a way he did it, but I understand he's passionate about it. I'm more disappointed in Bethune-Cookman. Like, why didn't you just own up to it? Own up to it. You're absolutely right. You're right. We got to clean this up. We got to do these things. But you know what, Ed? This wasn't our priority until we hired you. Easy fix. An easy conversational fix instead of somebody getting their feelings hurt.
Reggie Theus got his feelings everyone hurt. Has their feelings hurt right now. Everyone, at least on the administration side, right? Again, you get your Reggie Theus backpedaling, and I didn't follow him on Twitter, but I started seeing the mentions, and I started seeing there was really not a lot of folks behind the administration for Bethune right now. Everyone is really rallying around Ed Reed, and just like folks are saying in the in the comments here. Shouts out to, like Noosh is saying, show some love to David over here, showing with the killer comments, man, talking about some good things. Give them more funding, right? The fact that Ed is shining light on the fact that these schools, these institutions, aren't being given equal opportunity for the athletes and the students to succeed. Right. If you got to walk into your dorm, you got to walk into your weight facility, you got to walk into your office, and there's rats and there's mold all over the place, you can't focus on the task at hand. You trying to exterminate the room. Come on now.
And I agree with that 100%. But I think more so than give more money, where's that money being allotted to? Like, I believe money's been allotted in different places.
Well,
and athletics is like,
we know, and Shirley mentioned it too. Where's it going? And at HBCUs, we love the marching band.
Right?
That's where it's going.
They're going to get their take, but I mean, also with athletics, I mean, if you're not very good, you're not going to get a lot of money, right? If the football team's not playing very good, they're not going to throw money that way. That's still not fair. You got to say it's a collegiate team that's representing the school. So with that being said, since it's representing the school, why don't you do what's best for people that are representing the school? Like, I'm a firm believer. I'm all believer about the education thing, but you also got to believe what the money driver is. Football is the money maker in most athletic departments, mostly.
Yeah.
Maybe basketball, but football is the number one driver. So why don't you put money behind it to support them to do the right thing and give them what they need in order to be either more successful or look successful to represent your school? Epic fail by Bethune-Cookman. I'm serious. I see all these news feeds and everybody's talking, and even we're talking about Ed Reed. Ed Reed, why? He's not the problem. The problem is the school. The school.
Make it plain, brother. Make it plain. Yeah.
He exposed what they are. Granted, I know HBCUs don't get much funding, but this right here is shining a light that they do need more funding. Now, what the NCAA allots them and what the school makes and what they do, completely different. I don't know how they allot their money or how it goes, but we already know the money's in enrollment. Prime example, Jackson State. Deion got there, enrollment increased almost like 150%. That's where the money's at. The money's not in everything else. When the enrollment increased, there's more money for the school. Ed Reed was about to drive more people to come to that school because more people want to play and see him in his light and see Bethune-Cookman shine. And now Reggie Theus is one of the problems of saying, hey, he'll never be hired or we can't work this out. Like, this is irreparable. And the student body is speaking on it now. They're protesting. The football team, no, we want him back. Man, this is more of a bigger problem than anything. This is this is someone's feelings getting hurt. And it's actually dividing the school and dividing the athletic program and everything. actually it's a sad moment in HBCU. We just had a high moment with Deion and what he did. And now we're seeing a sad moment in
and now
HBCU.
we're we're rehashing kind of again some of those old stereotypes and those old thoughts. We're gonna move on to the next story here in a second, but I do want to be cognizant of some of these amazing comments that are coming on. Catman said, "When people are wrong and have failed to accept accountability, it is easier to focus on other shortcomings, even when they are being truthful." My goodness, y'all. Let me sit up straight in the chair tonight. But we got some folks in here that's really trying to make some noise. They know what Team No Sleep is about. Okay. Let's see here. Douche, I already put that up there. If they don't respect their campus enough to clean it up, how does Ed Reed expect them? How does Ed Reed expect them to respect him? Goodness gracious. Talking the truth. You can't find crooks who do not use their money the right way. Oh my God. See, Tony, you need to get on the show. Matter of fact, Tony, I think you know the link. Just dial in right now, brother, and get on the show. Cause you know you can't fund crooks. Oh my goodness. We're gonna get turned down. We're gonna get shut down again. See, last week.
Last
week we were talking about Dana White. This week we talking about them. We got another HBCU story too, which y'all probably gonna trip on. But let's talk about that. Last comment here. Ed Reed, a legend who was doing something right. He deserves better than his treatment. That's, you know what, in a nutshell, and that's pretty much it right there. He deserves better. He could have handled the situation a little bit better because again, now he's in the public eye and he's not out there wearing a helmet and pads and knocking down quarterbacks. But it'll all work out for him. He's still not gonna go hungry. Ed Reed not gonna go hungry. You've been to professional sports game, I'm sure, right? You've been to professional basketball game. Let's say that, right? Because you down there in that area, you down there in the Southern. You been to a Lakers game lately?
Oh, absolutely. Lakers down there by right behind LeBron, man. I was right behind LeBron.
You was right behind. Were you engaged in the game, or were you Monday morning quarterbacking? Were you trying to talk to the fans and talk to the players?
I talked a little bit. I mean, I not enough for them to pay attention to me, but you shout out a few blurbs here and there.
All right,
to get them going.
Now what? Now, and you did that. I'm leading up to something, folks. Now you.
I know what you're leading up to.
I know you know, but I'm. This is what I'm doing. I'm building up the story. Now you did that because you felt you paid a couple extra dollars to sit where you sat, or you did that because you had a couple of drinks in your hand, or
I
did that in the spirit of competition. Let me holler at LeBron.
No, I just did it as a fan. I was just like, you got dunked on by John Morant. I was, one of those kind of things. I'm like, damn, the answer 2.0 is killing y'all, something like that. But I mean, the only person I got a reaction for that looked at me was Dwight Howard. He turned around and looked at me and started laughing. But otherwise,
he jokes anyway. Dwight Howard, where he at?
But otherwise, I mean, it's fun, just a verbal jab. Yeah. Since I'm so close, I might as well say something instead of being quiet. I'm right there.
Might as well say.
I should be able to say a little
something. Is that right? Is that how you? That's how you.
I don't know.
This is where I'm going. This is where I'm going. Okay, and just so happens that you mentioned about Ja. You mentioned about them Grizzlies playing LA. Here's the situation, folks, and I know you know about it. Uncle Shannon Sharpe. Listen, he too was one of the baddest men, and he got him a yellow jacket too. He in the hall as well. He know how to carry the. Listen, Google Shannon Sharpe. He is not pedestrian, as been as what Dylan Brooks has been calling him. He is not just a pedestrian. He's not just a blogger. Shannon Sharpe got into an verbal altercation with the squad, with the Memphis Grizzlies while they were playing the Lakers not too long ago. He was talking madness as a fan would or should or could, right? Again, paid your money to be in there, and you could be loud and boisterous. You can. It's free country. You can state how you feel about things, but it got to a point. Listen, Shannon Sharpe is not a little man either. Listen, so when he's walking around, you're gonna see him. Let me see if I can find actually the video of this situation as it jumps out. Here we go. All right. Little back and forth. Oh, there we go. Little back and forth between him and Dylan Brooks. Shannon saying, "Come on over here, say that to my face." Next thing you know, Stephen Smith, who is a large man as well, comes over. The whole Memphis Grizzlies team comes over. They get to conversing. A lot of pushing is going on. Ja Morant comes over, says something, and then Ja's dad comes over. You see him over there to the right with blue. I don't know what he gonna say, but the question that I bring up on this is, again, does this become detrimental to the game, to the fan experience, to the athletes as well, when fans feel that they have the right to yell across the court at the opposing team, or and the competitive nature, and say, you can't guard this person, you should be here, f you, f that. Now, has this turned into maybe a security concern?
No.
Right? And again, I don't want to take out the cool calmness and the cool vibe of a sporting event, but I just wonder, if it wasn't Shannon Sharpe, if it was just you and me, regular dudes out there acting the fool, and we had the whole Memphis Grizzly team come on over to us like that, there could have been something else that jumped off. But
well,
what do you think about this particular incident that happened? I'd love to see it in the comments as well.
Yeah, there's a difference. Me and you we'd have been kicked out a long time ago.
Okay.
We don't have that kind of stature. They know who he was, and he was absolutely right. None of them wanted no smoke at all, because Shannon Sharpe is a dude.
Uncle Sharpe is a big dude.
That's been there.
Everybody down.
And I know. I mean, you got to think. I look at the video and I laugh, because look how many people in the Grizzlies there, and it's only Shannon by himself, and he ain't backing down one bit at all from them. So I mean, I think with the basketball game, I think that's part of the game, right? Spike Lee did it before, right? Spike Lee did it before with Reggie Miller. Did this go a little bit too far? Absolutely. I do think it kind of went a little bit far, but also it goes further because everybody's paying attention to it. If him and Dylan are just jawing back and forth on the court, it's no problem. It's not a problem. Whatever Dylan said upset Shannon Sharpe, I think it was more than what they keep telling us has been said.
Yeah.
But whatever he said to him, he got heated up and he stood up. All security had to come over and say, "Man, you got to calm down. I'm going to have to escort you out the building." It's that simple, and the game keeps going on. It wouldn't have been no more. But since he's at a star status, nobody wanted to escort him out and say, "Hey, man, this is a story they want to happen, because this brings life to the Lakers organization, because no one really paid attention to the Lakers now. They're not very good." And the fact that he had that conversation with him and argued, all that does is bring light. It just brings life to the game. I don't think it takes away from anything, man. Anything. I think if they were fighting or they was doing something like that, that's completely different. But just jawing and talking, let it go, man. That's not really even that big of a deal. I think that's competitive spirit. That's one fan who's been at the elite of his sport that paid, I think, $20,000 to sit on that sideline.
Yeah, it's real money, right? And and these folks, the Shannon Sharpes, the Montel Allens of the world, that's chump change. They got that just in their Venmo account or whatever. But shortly after, and here's the clip as well, and I'll put it in the comment in the description of this show. Shannon came on the dress and said, "Listen, I shouldn't have done that. I kind of acted a fool. This is out of character. I shouldn't have done it." And again, I think it's because of all of the negativity that came around it, right? When you see all of that convergence, and you see that the whole game stopped, and all the attention was now no longer on the athletes and the game, it was now on Shannon Sharpe. It was all on Steve Smith. It was on T. Morant. It was on. So I think that's really where he said, "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have deviated from the main reason everyone was here." I mean, talk to me.
I don't think so. Because what happened at the end of the game? The Lakers won. He did exactly what he wanted to do: distract them, put them in this frenzy, and the Lakers came down and won. I'm just keeping honest with you. He did exactly what Spike Lee's been trying to do for years in New York. Talks trash, get guys distracted, do their thing, and then let the home team win. He did exactly like that. You saw LeBron say, "Man, I love that dude. He's best boy. I love that dude. I'll do it." He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Did it get a little bit out of hand? Absolutely. But not to the point where everybody needs to be front page. It's just, hey, he had an argument with somebody on the thing. Two professional athletes had an argument. Wow.
Yeah. That's true. All right. I mean, I just want to throw it out there just to see. I feel the same way. I just, again, wanted to see perspective of different folks. I see folks are saying it doesn't take away, again, from the game and from a safety. We just had so many instances and things that have happened at primarily NBA games where we've seen fans drinking them $12 beers and they feel like they have the right or the ability to go out there and act a fool like that. So
But
we'll
see,
see.
but see, there, I think there's a difference though. There's a huge difference. Those superstars that are sitting from there and other elite athletes that they know, having an argument is something that's common in their place. Whether they're playing on the sport, whether they're playing off the court, whatever they're doing, there's always that ego battle, right? So they're talking trash. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think when it's different from a pedestrian doing that, it's more of an insulting thing. Shannon Sharpe said, "Hey, you can't guard LeBron." Okay, Dylan Brooks got his feelings hurt because LeBron was cooking him.
Now see that,
And
right
then now
there,
they
right there, he
start
messed
back
around and
and
got his
forth.
feelings hurt. That's it right
Yeah,
there.
he got his feelings hurt. And so he got cooked. So that a fan throwing stuff at fans, talking trash about people's wives and all that stuff and doing all that stuff, or saying racial statement or racial derogatory statements at them, that's completely different. That's different. Battle of egos, man, that doesn't take away from the game. The fact that it was just Shannon Sharpe, that's the only reason why it makes him, because he's got a hot show on TV.
Yes.
And it was at the Laker game. Otherwise, they would have went to commercial, walked the fan out, and got right back to the game if this was the case.
That's
a regular
true.
fan.
That's true. Hey, I saw some comments come through at Jim. I saw yours. I just approved it. The moderators try to block you, man, but I overrode it. I'm trying to find it so I can put it back on the screen, man. So that's all. It's all good. Andrew Nixon is in the building. Oh, let me not talk about them. What's up with you, brother? Appreciate you, man. Hey, you see we rocking presses. So show the hat now. And hold on, let me show little commercial break here for the Hicks New Media merchandise, courtesy of Preston. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Andrew Nixon is in the comments. Somebody say what's going on to him.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tony Davis said it has turned into AAU. The only exception is there is money for the ticket. Montel, you are absolutely right. There are fan rules that would have kicked the ordinary person out of the arena. This is the problem with the new athlete. They feeling soft. The new athlete, they feeling soft. Again, got their feelings hurt. The new athlete feel like they're entitled to something and can't just get out there and let their talent, skill, and what they do speak volumes, as opposed to always want to fight somebody. And then nobody swinging.
Well, I mean,
the only person I think that would have done some swinging would have been Steve Smith and Shannon Sharpe. Nobody else.
Well, it's Steven Adams.
Stephen Adams. I'm sorry, Steven Adams.
Yeah. But the bottom line is, did you see Dylan in that picture? Dylan never walked over there.
Man, Dylan don't want nothing to do with this, man. He don't. Come on now.
So
he back in the tunnel.
Yeah, and I mean, right after this happened, John's dad and Shannon Sharpe was hugging and giving each other's high fives and stuff like that. So it was man, it's just to draw egos and people just chirping at each other. It got a little bit out of hand, but it's fun. I don't mind it. The problem is Memphis lost after having a lead.
Yeah.
So he did exactly what he wanted to do as a Laker fan, because he's a big Laker fan. He did exactly. Distract the team, get them off their rattle, and let the Lakers sneak a win out there. If he could do that every game, they would have him there for 82 games. Guaranteed.
We'll see. Again, let the actions out there on the court speak instead of these altercations. We're going to move on to the next story. See everybody jumping in. I see Mom got some fans, some people joining from Facebook. I was going to stop streaming on Facebook because I hate Facebook so much. And y'all know that. But man, we
stop Mark Zuckerberg's money, man.
Man, listen, Mark Zuckerberg never done nothing good, but okay, that's a whole nother show. But okay, I see folks jumping in, so okay, we may keep the little Facebook action jumping up. Look at Mom, is she over here saying yeah? Well, okay, we'll keep it. Shannon gave okay. Corey, what's up with your tall boy Seek? Shannon, yeah, we talked about it right before you came on. I just watched your show. Thanks for jumping on. Yeah, we talked about the comments from Shannon saying, I'm sorry, those kinds of things. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Let's move on to the next story. I told you we had another HBCU story. I can't even keep a straight face, but this is the social impacting story as it relates to HBCU, and it's not funny, but it's just very interesting. is very interesting. So let me put this on screen to bring some context. Marcus Stokes. Marcus Stokes is a high school quarterback, 4-star quarterback, pretty good apparently. Had offers, a lot of schools. He had actually committed to Florida not too long ago, and did what young Marcus Starks did. Let me show you a picture of the dude right there. There you go, right there. And you can read the headline right there. Marcus Starks, right? Messed around, got on social media, got on TikTok, got on, I don't know, Snapchat, wherever, rapping some lyrics, rapping some Pac, rapping some, I don't know, the baby or whatever, and used all the words multiple times. And just not a good look. Not a good look for this cat right here to be walking around saying certain things. Here's a video of him on his TikTok or IG rapping all the lyrics. So what happens? That all goes out. Nobody likes it. His offer to Florida has been rescinded. 2 months later, or something, a very short period of time afterwards, couple of months later, Albany State calls and says, "Hey man, we got a spot for you. Come on over." Albany State is HBCU. What is, if this is the pot calling the, no, explain this to me. Explain this. I need you and I need the community in the audience to explain this to me. Young white dude, Marcus Stokes, committed to Florida, was happy, out there doing TikTok live video, whatever, rapping some lyrics, dropping the N-word all over the place, right? Woo, woo, woo. It gets out. Nobody likes it. The school that he's supposed to go to sees it. They don't like it. They rescind his offer. But then an HBCU calls him up and says, "Don't worry about that, player. Don't worry about that. We want you as QB1 over here at Albany State." Explain this to me. Explain this to me.
Well, Albany State feels his talent trumps his actions.
Wow.
Right? They feel his talent trumps his actions, so they said they'll bring him on. It's hard, man. This is kind of iffy situation. Poor taste in using social media and rapping lyrics like that. But is the kid racist, or is the kid racist like that because he was rapping rap lyrics? I mean, I can't really say that because I've been around cats that Mexican guys say it, Polynesians say it. He happened to be a white guy that's rapping the song, and he said it, and he said it on film. It's pretty sad that he didn't understand the ramifications of that. But it's fun. It's weird. Like, this story is not gonna go away, and its stop is not gonna be Albany State. Let's keep it 1,000. He's gonna go to Albany State, put up some numbers, and he's gonna transfer out. He'll show good behavior. Hasn't did anything. He went to an HBCU, so he must not be racist, and he must not be saying those things and those insensitive words anymore. He went to HBCU. They accepted him. Why don't we? He'll do 1 year. He'll transfer out and go somewhere else. This is more of a game. This is more of a game than just Albany State saying, "Hey, we're going to take you." This is more of almost like a scripted plot, right?
Yeah.
Hey, let's take the guy. He said racial comments. The HBCU stood up, said, "Hey, we're behind him. Let's bring him on. He'll do some good things here, and he's going to transfer out." It's kind of like someone's gonna be willing to take the hit, and don't be surprised if this ain't set up by another big school that says, "Hey, go there, do your thing. We're gonna pull you out of the portal the very next year."
Interesting. Okay, that's an interesting plot twist. That maybe this is kind of a community service, huh?
It's not. It's how it's gonna happen, man. No 5-star is gonna go to a Division II with HBCU without something planned to go out in the future. It's not gonna happen. He's worth too much money as a quarterback. Now, is he racist? I don't think so. I think he just did a poor choice. He was rapping a song and thought he could sing every lyric. Not a good thing. Not a good look.
Not a good look for the young cat. Not a good
look at all. So this is where social media goes wrong. He did that. Not a good look. Okay, here's the PR cleanup. This is how we're gonna do it. Go there, do your thing, play. We'll pull you out in 1 year. Period. That is. I bet you that's exactly how this script is gonna be written.
Yeah.
Only if he has a bad season, it won't change. But if he has a good season, he's out of there. Out of there in 1 year, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Makes him look good, cleans up his image. It kind of eradicates that him using the N-word in the rap song, and then kind of keeps him go ahead and go on. He'll just do the PR thing. I made a mistake, didn't mean to do it. I was just singing the song.
Slap on the wrist kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was so. I didn't realize it was so offensive to people. Slala, the La La dance song and dance.
I hear you. So let's go where the community is going right here, and some very interesting context right here. His words don't take away from his talents.
Yep.
Right. So again, judge the man by his work as opposed to his action, and his action may or may not have been racially motivated. Right. Again, we're not going to assume. We're not going to say he's blatant racist or whatever the case would be just because he said that. So that's an interesting statement right there, and I like. Well, and here's some truth. Kind of what where's the comment go? Did it go? What Catman said? Power of privilege. To have that choice. So think about that, right? So think about again what Jim just said, and then kind of what Catman said, the power of privilege, and then some folks are saying, do his talents overshadow the actions? Would you and I or Tallboy or Tony, would we get that opportunity if we said something off the cuff, off kilter like that, regardless of how good we were on the court, on the field, on the pitch, on the whatever the case may be, right?
Well, hold on. We sometimes
I'm instigating. I'm pulling the scab.
No,
right? I just want to have the conversation.
But people need to realize entertainers get away with it when they say things about gays, or they say good things about lesbians or gay bashing. They get away with it. They get shot at cancel culture, but they right back into the same things and keep it going. I'm not going to judge. And I don't judge that entertainer by saying those things and him kind of moving on with his life and going on after he sees he made a mistake, or he made a mistake out there. I'm not going to judge this young man by listening to a song and he was saying the lyrics, and all of a sudden now he's racist. I'm not gonna blow on that. We're in the day and age we know way too much. We know better than that. We don't know what's the crowd he hangs around with. He might hang around all black guys.
Yeah,
it may be accepted in their circle for him saying that. That's why he feels comfortable rapping that song and being cool with it. I don't know. But obviously, I'm sure they did enough of a due diligence in Albany State that he won't come there and ruffle no feathers. He's probably a dude that said the wrong thing on social media and rapping that song. That's what I'm taking. But that privilege thing, they're absolutely right. Me and you can't get away with it, but people that are famous get away with saying things all the time that are offensive to people.
That's true.
That's
true. So, not famous, but a star athlete, has some promise. Yeah. I mean, I've got his highlight clip right here, and I have the link in the description. Slap on the wrist, deserves another chance.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be scrutinized. He'll be scrutinized, but slap on the wrist. There's not going to be very much punishment. But I'm going to ask you: did his actions cause for a lot of punishment? Him by rapping a rap song that had the N-word in it. Does that cause for a lot of punishment? I mean, we got to be real, man. I mean,
no, that's true. That's true. I'm going to say no. I hear where you're going.
I'm the first person. If you racist, I'm going to call you out.
Right.
But if I don't see a racist action, I'm not going to be like, yo, the kid was rapping a song. Is he racist? No, I don't think his scholarship should have been taken away from him. But to the sensitive ASS culture that we have, and people don't want to make a mistake, this is where he's at. He's just getting ready to take another alternate route to get to a different Division I school after people pulled it, and it's a copycat, right? Oh, Florida pulled it, we got to pull ours. So everybody that was offering, no one's like, I'm not going to take a chance on this. It's going to be a PR hit. We're not going to deal with it right now. Let him go down there, do his thing, and then we'll pull him up. And now we have a story behind it, right? Kid that made a mistake, that's rap lyrics. He did good down there. He proved us. He proved he can be around black people at a HBCU. And they don't deem him as racist.
He gonna catch a little. He gonna catch some heat though. That first couple of days, he gonna catch some things.
He might. Right? I mean, man, nowadays kids nowadays.
Look, everyone does. Come on, you've been in the locker room. You know he gonna catch some smoke. He gonna catch a little bit.
I mean, it's gonna be in a joking manner, right? It ain't gonna be like, yo, you're a racist dude. He was singing a rap song.
He gonna buy food for everyone at the Waffle House for at least a month.
It's something crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, people say things like that all the time to get a pass. I'm not gonna crucify this young 17-year-old man for singing a rap song on a video because he filmed himself and they said the N-word in it. I'm not gonna do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. and I think his career hopefully will take where it's supposed to go. But again, does another kid get that? Let's say he's not a 5-star. He don't get that privilege.
True. That's true.
I don't think yeah, he doesn't get that privilege at all. A kid that's not an athlete doesn't get that privilege. He get ostracized. So that's unfortunate that's like that, but that's the way we in society are kind of built.
That's the way it is. I like what Gabe is saying here. We see NFL players who get away with things and still make money and find teams that will overlook those actions. Talent tends to overshadow. And again, regular old student at school doesn't have the same access to information, tutors, just services as an athlete, right? It seems reverse for the student athletes, especially when you're playing big conference, big program, and things of that nature. But that just is what it is, because now it's a lot different than it was back in our day. And Tall Boy's here too. I mean, he's an athlete because there's money that's involved. I made the joke about him having to pay for lunch or dinner at the Waffle House. He probably gonna get him a NIL deal.
Might get one, yeah.
Speaking of NIL deals, old boy who was 9 years old and was the meme for Popeyes now has an NIL deal with Popeyes, the big dude.
Yeah,
right,
yep,
right.
Sure does.
So there it is, right there, right. So again, these college students, they just they play by a different rule book, and I hate saying it is what it is, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. He Shirley said, "Look, say all he want, but he's not gonna get invited to no NAACP events. He's not invited. He can't come to the cookout.
Nah, he won't be able to get invited.
Can't come to the cookout.
But I'm not gonna hold. Like I said, man, I think it's a crime to hold a young person at that age of 17. I mean, solely accountable because he said, and he probably knew better, but he felt it was comfortable to share that with his friends. Him singing a rap song and a rap lyric, rather they had the N-word in it. I'm sure we can find 1,000 kids, but they won't get the same access to him because he has the power of his talent to get him over. Now, to be honest with him, he should have been going to Bethune-Cookman instead of Albany State.
Help clean up.
Yeah, go clean up.
we didn't already go on that, but you gonna open up that can of worms. Oh my goodness. Hey, Tammy Chambers is in the building. Man, y'all know I love, if y'all don't know, love me some Tammy Chambers. Tammy Chambers is in the building. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for jumping in here. We are rounding the corner here at the end of Team No Sleep for this week. Got a couple more stories though. We got a couple more stories, and we've decided that we want to end on some better notes, right? Typically, for the 2-3 seasons that we've been doing Team No Sleep, they've all been very, very hard on the emotion. A lot of the stuff that we talk about a lot of domestic violence stuff. Talk about a lot of mental health, mental issues, and things of that nature. Now we're talking about young kids out here saying all the lyrics to songs that they probably shouldn't, getting their scholarships taken. Shannon, Uncle Sharp out there about to fight the entire Coliseum. So let's we already talked about Ed Reed. Go and get that replay, brother. We started with Ed Reed. I know you was doing your show, but you was busy. But check that out on the replay. Let me ask you. I got 2 stories. Let me ask you, did you have anything specific that you want to talk about? Because I haven't even positioned these 2 stories to you, so I'm just hitting you out the blue with it. Was there anything specific that you wanted to rap about?
We'll go with those, but I want to talk. Hopefully, next week we can talk about the young man in Georgia that got busted for a robbery, I believe, and then there were some people at UCF, a football player and his girlfriend. Yeah. Again, another robbery situation, and then just kind of follow up on a few other stories that we're going to talk about. But let's roll with the 2 that you got.
Yeah, and we'll hit so actually next week we're going to have a whole panel. We're going to have some cats that was on last time. We're going to bring back the Infusion podcast. Those members, and we're going to kick off Black History Month with them. So it's going to be a very good show next week. So all y'all new people, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell for notifications when we go live every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Atlanta, Krispy Kreme, it burnt down. It burnt down. But shouts out to Shaq. Come on, Shaq is out here saying, y'all got to have y'all donuts. Y'all got to have a hot sign on. It burnt down. Shaq has said, listen, I'm going to rebuild. So That's a good thing, man. As much as I'm at Krispy Kreme too, Shaquille O'Neal putting his money where his mouth is and where his stomach is. He gonna rebuild Krispy Kreme. So shouts out to that. Just want to
Yeah,
leave y'all Atlanteans. That's probably the wrong statement right there. Y'all, Tammy and Tallboy probably correct me on that, but Krispy Kreme coming back to y'all over there off of Peach
yeah.
Street.
The House of
Everything is
Diabetes,
off
right?
of Peach Street, so I'm
Hey,
just,
hey, the House of Diabetes is coming back.
you know what I'm saying? And it's always open. You know what I'm saying? Always
It's
open.
always open.
Yeah.
No, man,
We
I
have the
think
debate of Dunkin' Donuts versus Krispy Kreme. I'm a Krispy Kreme guy, so we can leave that alone and we don't get into
as long as they hot, I'm cool with them. But as soon as they cool off, man, I ain't nothing but sugar. I
Oh,
ain't nothing but a
see, there
round
he
thing of sugar.
go. There he go.
But all honestly, man, great. I mean, great gestures by Shaq. He's always doing something to help people out, man. Whether
Yeah.
he's stopping somewhere and he buys, a family in need, some stuff, or he's building things or helping people invest in stuff like that. I mean, great all around guy. I mean, obviously he's getting himself acclimated to Atlanta because I know he spends a lot of time there doing the show during basketball season. What a great gesture, man. I mean, can't say enough about the big dude, man. He always doing something for somebody, man. So shout out to Shaq, man. He's always
shouts out to Shaq. Sometimes I see some posts of him going into the Apple store and seeing some little kids playing with a MacBook or saying, and he said, you know what, let me buy this kid these laptops. So that's real cool right there.
Yeah.
Corey, you asked how old story. This was actually the 24th, so yesterday. So it's about to happen in the House of Diabetes. Let me ask you. Great, y'all crazy. Let me ask you another thing. You are seasoned. You're over 30 years old. You're over 40 years old. So you've been around a little bit. You've been to the club. You ever break? You ever do some break dancing?
Break dance? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I used to pop a little something.
Okay,
Yeah,
I know you did. Listen, and I still got some
Yeah.
cardboard around here too. Our birthday, a hole in my head, spinning on my head one time. We can talk about that at length. Breaking is huge. Popping is huge. The b-boy culture is huge. It's so big that it actually is coming soon to an Olympics near you. Come on, y'all. The coolest sport in Olympic history is coming. 2024 Olympics is gonna have breaking. Bruh, come on now. Talk to me
Hell
about
no.
this. Come on, man. How you gonna judge this? You got your folks out there breaking. In
No.
2024, the Olympics is officially gonna have breaking. Oh
Man.
my God. Oh,
The Olympic Committee needs to be fired.
bruh. This is what we doing. Come on. You not ready for this? You're not
Come
ready for
on,
this.
man. Nah, no. This is not.
See, I didn't mess around and started. Come on, let's get into it. What do you think?
This is not a sport,
so
man.
let me give you the breakdown here for folks who don't know. So again, I had to preface by saying folks were a little older because this is what we did. We had the big boom boxes, we had the cardboard, we had there spinning on our head. But at the Paris 2024 Games, the breaking competition will comprise of two events: one for women, one for men, where 16 b-boys and 16 b-girls. I never called myself a b-boy though, but that's will face off in spectacular solar battles. I got just visions of Boogaloo Shrimp right now and Turbo out there doing, man. Come on, this gonna be hot. This is gonna be hot.
This is not. This is ABC. This is America's Got Talent just in the Olympics. This is not even. Dude, this is a waste.
He gonna cry in the car.
This is a waste, man. I mean, come on. I mean, for real. I mean, it's not a sport. It's a battle. Yeah, you want to dance battle, and it's all subjective who you think's done best.
Yeah.
But bottom line, man, come on. This ain't no sport. This is definitely the sport. Okay, I'm not going to the Olympics, but it's gonna be in LA. If I spent my $1,500 for a ticket to watch breakdancing, I'm a pop somebody in the face. Come on, man. This is not no sport. I mean,
this is now on the world stage. So I mean, and the comments is lighting up because folks are feeling the exact same way. I just wanted to see the reaction, but how are you gonna be the one that's getting your national anthem played at the end of the day because you won the gold medal and you was the top b-boy? at the 2024 Olympics. This is a reach. I really think this is a reach. This is you're right, man. This don't seem the right thing to do.
This,
But
yeah, this is not cool. I would rather see them do something else, but this is not cool. Pretty soon we're gonna have with the ATL skate, the guys that skate on the skateboard and the weight and the roller ring. It's gonna be roller ring competition
have,
pretty
have
soon.
Usher out there. Have Usher because
Yeah.
I've seen some videos of Usher. He out there. He a bad man.
Yeah, they're gonna be on the skates, man, pretty soon. I mean, why don't they clean up what they currently have instead of trying to introduce something new like
Yes.
this? And I mean, what audience is this trying to please? To be honest, what is this supposed to be? A
Who's
crowd
making
to
the
please?
decisions? Right? Who's in the
Yeah.
room making these decisions? Right? They
that's
need to open that up to a little more debate because it's. I don't know. Listen, Corey's saying this shit happen. He likes it. Okay. Well, you know, he's a global traveler, right? So Corey,
Yeah.
tall boy, he got a lot of stamps in his passport. So I'll give him some slack because he's been around the globe. But
Jabberwocky's probably gonna win. But I mean, okay.
he said the Jabber. Oh my, and that's a dope crew though. I've seen them in Vegas. Yeah, the Jabberwocky.
Yeah, Jabberwockies is dope. But I'm not trying to see them in the Olympics. Right? The Olympics, I go to see basketball, boxing, swimming, triathletes, and all this. I'm not there to go see a b-boy break on a cardboard, or do a head spin, or do whatever. I'm not. That's not what it's supposed to be. Plus, I don't understand because the kids nowadays are so out of touch with b-boy. It's not even a popular thing within the young crowd now. At least not in the United States. I know maybe overseas in Japan it's probably popular, and maybe other areas across the globe it might be popular. But in the United States, it's not even popular anymore. It's not even a thing to do. So why does the committee think this is something that needs to be done or needs to be a sport right about now?
My God.
I'm not being closed-minded.
He said you.
Tallboy to be hating, man. Just be real with it, man. Okay, I'm gonna ask Tallboy this question. So he's gonna pay the price of an Olympic ticket to go watch some breakdance. Answer that one. He was Twitter jacking.
Let's see how the fingers go right now. Listen, he getting some instructions right now too. Look, he getting instructions. I'm not gonna get in the midst of that.
That's not. And I'm not hating. I don't think no one wants to see it. He lives in Atlanta. Who's breakdancing in Atlanta? I'll wait.
Oh my God.
Now give me my theme music. Yeah. No, I mean, there's nobody breakdancing in LA or Atlanta or Dallas. I don't see where it's not a popular sport, and we consume so much entertainment. It's not even popular here in the United States. And again, maybe globally it may make sense. I'm not sure, but here it doesn't make sense. I just don't see why that's going to be an Olympic sport. When I think there's other things of competition they can either include or refine what we already got.
They voguing in Atlanta. That's what they doing.
She cold. Yeah, that's a cold statement right there. That's cold. I ain't say nothing like that. I ain't go there.
We gonna end right there.
That's cold.
I'm not gonna. We didn't already got in trouble last week. If y'all weren't here, we was talking about Dana White. He shut down the internet. Everything shut down in all of Northern California. I'm blaming Dana White. And now Tammy Chambers. I love me some Tammy Chambers, but she gonna get us in trouble.
Weird. I mean, I'd rather have MMA. I mean, MMA should be considered a sport more so than breakdancing.
Yeah, they're coming out with the list now of all the new sports that are being considered. Maybe we'll
But before we go, I mean, what they gonna be judged on? Who does the best wave? Who's ticking the best? What can you judge on?
You got to judge on are you on the beat? I don't know. All right, again, I just saying. We just bring the news for commentary, enlighten, entertain, and educate. That's what we're here to do now.
Yeah, that's a light note right there. Yeah, my money's on Jabberwockies. I'm going with the Jabberwockies for sure. This is gonna be ABC for the Olympics. America's best, whatever, best dance, ABCD, right? Yeah. They had on I forgot the name, but it's gonna be one of them shows, man. That's funny. That's pretty funny to me.
We'll see. Listen, brother, we had another great show. A lot of engagement. Appreciate everyone jumping in. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the true statements, right? Our community really is not afraid to speak their mind, right? Because I think we've torn down the wall so much that right? They understand that this is a safe space to have the debate, to have, as you say, that awkward conversation, to get comfortable being uncomfortable. This is really that place. And thank you to those who have invited some new folks into the community. Come back every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. This is what we do. Team No Sleep, the social impact of sport. I'm gonna shut up, Montel. You take us home, man.
Yep. Few shout out to my son. Congratulations on your new job. Shout out to my other son in Minnesota. Shout out to my daughters on their trip. My daughter here to play basketball. She won. She scored today. And shout out to my brother-in-law. Happy birthday, Roosevelt, man. But again, as we always end, please get comfortable having an uncomfortable conversation. That's the way we go.
Y'all be good now. We out.